Welcome to the Effortless English Show with the world's #1 English teacher, AJ Hoge, where AJ's more than 40 million students worldwide finally learn English once and for all, without the boring textbooks, classrooms, and grammar drills. Here's AJ with a quick piece to help you learn to speak fluent English effortlessly.
I'm AJ Hoge, author of Effortless English. Learn to speak English like a native. I teach you to speak English fluently and confidently. Go to effortlessenglishclub.com, effortlessenglishclub.com. Join my VIP program. It's the easiest way to try the Effortless English system. Try my VIP program because it's only $1 to try. Try it for 10 days, just $1. And then decide. If the VIP program feels too difficult, you try it, just $1, you think, this is too difficult, then just cancel the membership. Send an email, that's all. It's easy to cancel. So cancel the membership and try one of my easier courses. I recommend usually Power English. That's on the homepage, effortlessenglishclub.com. That's kind of the main course that most people start at intermediate level, if you're intermediate level. So try VIP. It's a good way to test your level. If VIP feels okay, a little difficult, that's fine. It should be a little difficult. That's how you learn, okay? If it feels, even a little easy, that's also fine. But if VIP feels very, very, very difficult, oh my God, this is too much, I don't understand anything, then I recommend start with Power English, or even start with my original course, which is the easiest course, the original course. And you'll see that on the website. At the bottom, there's a menu, and you can see the different courses. So the original course is the easiest course, kind of low intermediate. The Power English course on the main homepage, that's for kind of middle intermediate level. It means you're already middle intermediate level. You want to get better. And the VIP program is high intermediate. It means you are already high intermediate or even advanced, kind of low advanced, and you want to become very advanced. So just try VIP because it's the cheapest way to try a course. This will give you a feeling for your level, and then just decide. Today I'm going to talk about speaking groups. We're going to talk about this topic more in the future. I'm going to do an interview with a really, really, really great VIP member, Carol, who has organized a fantastic group. I call them the Superstar Group. I don't know what their name is, what their official name is. I think it's like Effortless English Friends or something like that. But I call them the Superstar Group because everyone in the group is a superstar English learner. They're VIP members or people who were VIP members for a few years, and now many of them are very, very, very advanced. And Carol, who is from France, is the organizer and leader of the group. So I want to interview her in the future because I think she can give us a lot of great ideas and give you great ideas for creating your own speaking group. That's our topic today, how to create your own practice group. Many of you, I know, want to practice speaking English. You want to practice with someone, right? And probably you don't want to pay money or a lot of money because paying for conversation partners can be very expensive. It can be quite expensive. You go to a site like, I think, was it italki? There's a lot of different sites. And you're usually paying, I don't know, $10 an hour, $20 an hour, $30 an hour, or more. And so you do that, if you do that a couple times a week, or even just a couple times a month, you can easily be spending $100 a month just to practice your speaking a little bit. And so that's quite expensive. That's how my my Power English course is $100. That gives you 6, 7, 8 months of learning. So you see the difference. It can be very expensive to pay someone to be a conversation partner. So the cheap way, the easy way, the free way really, is to make your own conversation group, like this Superstar group. I talked to them yesterday. I joined their group. They're such a great group. So I joined and I talked to them. I think there were 9 people on the call. We use Zoom. And I just chatted with them about lots of different things. And they have members from different countries. Carol's from France, I mentioned. Sadi from Iran, but lives in America. I know there are just people from all over, okay, all different countries. It's really, really great group. And they have been meeting online and practicing English, talking to each other for, a couple of years at least. I know I talked to them last year at this same time. So they've been very, very active. The problem is, a lot of people ask, can I join your group, Carol? Everybody wants to join Carol's group. Okay. But she can't accept everybody, obviously, because then the group gets too big. Okay. So I recommend that you start your own group. You can go to my Gab account, right? Gab.com. It's on the screen here if you're watching on video, gab.com, AJ Hoge. If you're watching on video, I'm pointing to it right now on the screen. So you can go there and follow me. Also join the Effortless English group. On my profile, there's a link to the Effortless English group. Join the group and do not say, first of all, do not say, I want to join a group. Somebody invite me. Okay, that's passive. You're just waiting for someone to invite you. Okay, that's passive. And, maybe the other groups are full already. Other people's groups are already full and nobody's going to invite you. It's not because they don't like you. They don't even know you. Okay, they just, their group's full already. Carol's group is already full. For example, she's probably got the best group, the most active group right now. So instead, you have to be proactive. Proactive means you take action, that you take action. You don't wait for someone else to invite you. You decide, I will make my own English conversation group. Okay, and so you become the organizer. You become the leader of the group. Right? So instead, on my Effortless English group page, you say, I am starting a conversation group. If you want to join, put your name below, put your information below, reply to this post, reply to me. Right? And then you will get people will say, oh, I want to join. Maybe it's just one person. Maybe it's just 2 or 3 people. You start with a small group, but then you can build and build. And you can, eventually invite people. If you see on my Gab or on Facebook or anywhere, other Effortless English learners, members, and you like them and they're quite active, you could say, hey, do you want to join our conversation group and practice talking? Okay, so be proactive. Don't wait for someone else to do it. You do it. You start it. You organize it. And yeah, it's a little bit of work, but it's better than paying, $100 every month or more to pay someone to talk to them. You don't need to talk to a native speaker. You've already got my courses, okay? My audios, my podcasts, these videos. Okay, you can easily get native speakers, Americans or British or whatever, for listening. That's easy to do, and it's not so expensive. But what's more difficult is just finding speaking practice, and you don't need you can talk to anybody, okay? Because you're in the conversation group, you're practicing speaking, okay? Now you're not focused on listening. Of course, you're listening too. You're listening to each other, but the point of the group is to give everybody practice opportunities for speaking, so you can Start working on your output also. So how do you make a good group? Because what happens is sometimes people make groups, but then nothing happens, right? Say, oh, I have a conversation group. Maybe you have 2 or 3 members, and then you meet 1 time or 2 times, and then after that, it just kind of dies. So how do you keep it going? Okay, so I'll give you a few tips. And when I talk to Carol in the future, we'll get her ideas. She probably has better ideas, but I'll give you my ideas right now. Number 1, I recommend always have the code. Always mention the code, the Effortless English code. And you always ask every new member to agree that they have to say, I agree to the code. What's the code? We do the best we can. We do the right thing. We show each other we care. That's the Effortless English code. Just 3 things, right? We do the best we can. We're not perfect. We just try our best, right? We do the right thing, right? So we're good to each other. Don't lie, don't steal, don't cheat, that kind of thing. And we show each other we care. So we say nice things to each other. We encourage each other. We help each other. So I recommend that every Effortless English conversation group, every group should use that code. And it's consistent. And this is an easy way to try to attract good people. And if you need to kick people out, if they break the code, you kick them out of the group. Number 2, I think you should have some rules. You need a little bit of structure. I think one of the weak points of a lot of groups, a reason a lot of them die, is they're not organized enough. They just say, oh, let's meet sometimes and chat when we can. And there's not enough structure. It's not organized enough. And you need, with a group, with one person, maybe you don't need so much structure. You don't need to organize so much. But when you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people or more in a group, you need to have some rules and you need to have some kind of a schedule. It needs to be more organized. Okay. This is why, like when I'm teaching English, even if I'm teaching 1 or 2 people, I can be very loose, very relaxed. It's kind of like private lessons, and I can just chat with them, and it can be very relaxed and not so many rules, not so organized. But if I am teaching, 8, 9, 10 people or more, then I need to have a lesson plan. I need to have a structure, exactly what I'm going to do during each class. There need to be some rules in the class, right? This is just necessary. This is for any group. What kind of rules? Carol has a great rule for her group. So the Superstar group, her rule is if you don't participate, you get kicked out. Kicked out means bye-bye. You can't join the group. You're out of the group. So this is good because the point of the group is to speak. So if you don't speak, then why are you there? There's no reason to be there. So she kicks you out. You say, you have to leave. I'm sorry. She's not being mean. She's doing this to be sure that the group is active and useful for everybody. Because, people can be quite shy. This is normal. But if everybody's shy, then nobody talks. It's useless. There's no point, okay? If you just want to listen to me, listen to my audios, listen to my lessons, listen to my podcast, listen to audiobooks. Again, you can easily listen by yourself. So if you have a speaking group, the whole point is to talk. So everybody needs to talk. Even if you speak very, very slowly and very, very badly, that's okay. Just do the best you can. So I think this is a good rule, again, that probably every conversation group should have. That every single person must speak every time. It's kind of like Fight Club, if you've seen the movie Fight Club, right? One of the rules of Fight Club was, if this is your first day at Fight Club, you must fight. Okay, I don't know if you've seen the movie, it's about a fighting club, right? But the whole point was of that rule, maybe people are scared of fighting. So they forced them. You had to fight. If you joined the group, you joined the club, on the first day, you had to fight. They made people participate, right? So it's the same idea. I think you should have this rule. So if people join the group and they don't talk, maybe the first time, okay, you can send them a message and say, please, next time you need to try. You need to speak. You need to participate. Or else, I'm sorry, but you can't join the group. Maybe you can try later. So that's the main rule. You might also have rules about attendance, right? So if you have a schedule where you meet every Monday at 8 o'clock at night, you can have a rule that you can't miss more than one per month, or I don't know. I don't know you can decide this, but again, if people just don't come to the group, they just skip it, they're just constantly missing it, again, what's the point? So I think you should also kick out. That's basically covered by rule 1. If people aren't coming to the group, they're not participating. So again, do it in a nice way, but just cut them from the group. And that brings me to the next point, having some structure. I think you should have a schedule. You should have a schedule, first of all. This is point 1 for structure. Not just, we meet whenever, right? There needs to be a more consistent structure for a group, right? Again, like me doing this podcast I'm one person doing it, so I can just do it anytime I want, right? And you see, I do. Sometimes I do a lot, sometimes a little, sometimes take a break. But if this was a group, if I had, 5 people doing this podcast together, we couldn't do that. We would have to agree on a schedule and do it at a regular time. So I recommend for your group, it can be once a week, it could be once a month, it could be 3 times per week. It's up to you, but make it a normal schedule at certain times every time. Finally, the last point for your speaking group, when you make a speaking group, you should have some structure for the meeting. Don't just talk about anything. That sounds nice, but the problem is, especially for learners of English, right? Again, it can be hard for people. So you need to give them a topic, right? So, for example, Carol's group does a book club. So they all read the same book, and then they talk about, let's say they read one chapter of a book, and then at their next group meeting, everybody talks about that chapter. What did you think about it? Maybe Carol has some certain questions about the chapter. And then every person in the group just talks about their ideas for that chapter. That's a really easy way to do it. That's a good thing you can do. You could also use movies. You could have a movie club instead. Everybody watches the same movie or the same TV show or something on YouTube, the same video on YouTube. And then when you meet in your group, everybody talks about it. This is very helpful for your group. It helps conversation. You need a topic. You need to give people something to talk about, not just meet every week and say, we're just going to talk in English. For some people, that's okay. If someone's very advanced and they're very talkative, some people can talk endlessly, but a lot of people can't. So without a topic, a lot of people will not really know what to say. So give them a topic. And I think using videos, movies, TV shows, books, articles, anything like that, it gives you something to discuss. And the final point is consistency, which is, again, goes back to the schedule. Just stick with the schedule of some kind. Keep doing it every week or every month. It's up to you, but just don't. I think every week might be a good way to do it, but if that seems too much, then do once a month. You could do the first Saturday every month, for example. So these are just a few ideas. Like I said, I will interview Carol and we'll get her ideas and how she created the group and why and how she keeps her group going. But I just want to encourage you, create your own group. This is an easy way and a cheap way, a free way to talk to people. And you can talk to, you can talk to people all over the world. You can use, any apps. You could use Skype, you could use Zoom, or, whatever you want to do. Any video or audio chat apps, talking apps. So I think Skype and Zoom are probably the most useful, most convenient to use for most people. So just choose one of those. You create your group and get started. Okay, don't wait for other people to invite you. I know everyone's shy, but go to my Gab. Tell everybody, hey, I'm creating a group. Who wants to join me? And if 10 people all try to create a group, right, then maybe you just need to meet each other. You see like, oh, he wants to create a group. I want to create a group. This other guy wants to create a group. This woman wants to create a group. Well, let's all get together. Right? We don't need to have 4 different groups. Now we know. Let's just connect and make our own group and decide who wants to be the leader. Okay, so just do it. Take action. Take action. A final benefit of this is you get to make great friendships. The people in Carol's group, for example, they have become great friends. They've been talking to each other for over a year now. So they talk about each other's countries. They share jokes together. They've been discussing interesting books and ideas. And so now they have all these great connections, all these friendships with people in different countries all around the world. It's fairly fantastic. And when I talked to them yesterday, they mentioned that this was one of the best benefits. So it's not just English improvement, but one of the best benefits for them has been creating those international friendships. And let's not forget, that's one of the reasons you're learning English, right? Because you're not just learning English to pass a test. I hope not, right? You want to use English in some way. It might be maybe for a job and maybe for travel. But one of the great things about English is because it's the international language, you can make friends everywhere in the world, right? Everywhere in the world, every country in the world, there are people learning English. And what a great opportunity to connect with some fantastic people, learn about their cultures, their countries, make new friends, international friends. All right, so that's it. Start your own groups. Be proactive. Don't just wait. I'll see you on Gab, and lots of love to you. I'll be back with a live show soon. Until then, bye for now.